Sovereign energy, sacred boundaries and relational prosperity, quantum, opening. The mind stands as a luminous laboratory where intention crystallizes into form and the hard codes become the subtle software of reality. Breath after breath, a living throne awakens within, and from that throne a gentle yet unbreakable decree resounds. Sacred boundaries as love in motion, clarity as compassion, sovereignty as the art of belonging to oneself while blessing the world. Section 1. Deep Gaze, the mythic thread of sovereignty. Sovereign energy arises like a sunrise that never apologizes. It does not invade, it illuminates. It does not conquer, it clarifies. Imagine a living citadel built at the meeting point of river and mountain. The river symbolizes emotion and exchange. The mountain symbolizes essence and stability. Between them, a bridge of golden attention allows life to pass in both directions with wisdom. That bridge is the boundary. In the language of archetypes, 4 companions stand guard within the citadel. The sovereign establishes order with a calm, clean decree. The warrior protects life without violence or pride. Simply aligned action. The lover irrigates the fields with warmth, connection, and sensual reverence. The sage lights the night pathways with understanding and perspective. When these 4 move in harmony, boundaries become a living art, not a fence of fear. Without sovereignty, the river floods and the garden drowns. Without connection, the mountain dries and the heart cracks. Sacred boundaries weave the third path where presence meets reciprocity. In that path, generosity does not drain and receiving does not enslave. A sovereign, no blesses the field by keeping it fertile. A sovereign, yes, blesses the harvest by inviting shared abundance. Prosperity in relationships is not a negotiation of scarcity. It is the rhythm of a well-tuned drum, steady enough that others can dance without stepping on your feet. The journey of the soul often begins with inherited maps, family myths about love and obligation, school lessons about worthiness, cultural codes about power. Sovereign energy unrolls a new map from the inside out. It writes with ink made from self-knowledge and courage. It marks borders not as punishments but as invitations. Here I end and you begin. Here we meet. Here we create a third space where both can grow. Section 2. Scientific and psychological foundations. Transpersonal psychology frames sovereignty as the integration of personal boundaries with transpersonal identity. The self recognizes itself as more than story, yet honors the story as a sacred vessel. Boundaries then serve to protect states of consciousness that nurture compassion, insight, and purpose. Expanded states do not dissolve healthy limits, they clarify them. Humanistic psychology reminds that authenticity and unconditional positive regard thrive when congruence is present. Congruence means inner truth matches outer expression. A boundary is simply congruence embodied. When the mouth says yes and the body contracts, incongruence appears. When the mouth says no and the heart exhales, congruence restores dignity. Polyvagal insights describe how the nervous system seeks safety through connection, mobilization, or withdrawal. Sacred boundaries signal safety to the nervous system because they define predictable agreements. Clarity reduces neurochemical uncertainty. A clear limit stabilizes attention and widens the window of tolerance. From that window, empathy rises without erasing oneself. Attachment patterns also color the dance. Anxious patterns may overgive to secure belonging. Avoidant patterns may overprotect to secure autonomy. Sovereign energy cultivates earned security. Presence says, I am here for myself and also open to you. Boundaries become a bridge, not a wall. Neuroplasticity reveals that repeated acts of congruent speech and regulated breath remodel circuits. Each dignified no lays myelin on the pathway of self-trust. Each wholehearted yes strengthens the network of relational generosity. Visualization and affirmations use attention as a sculptor of expectation. Language in the present tense teaches the brain to rehearse the outcome. The brain then supports the body to enact it. NLP adds practical levers. Submodalities adjust brightness, distance, and tone of inner images and voices to change emotional charge. Anchoring ties beneficial states to gestures or breaths. Reframing renovates meaning without denying fact. Timeline work repositions memories so that learning remains while pain softens. These are the artisan tools that translate insight into habit. Section 3. Biodecoding applied. When the body speaks boundaries, The body writes poems with symptoms. Each verse points toward an emotional landscape waiting for integration. This is not blame, this is biological compassion. The throat often speaks of unexpressed truth. Repeated soreness may reflect the cost of saying yes when the inner sovereign whispers no. Gentle release arrives through honest, compassionate speech and daily micro-decrees that align expression with value. The solar plexus carries themes of agency. Digestive turbulence may mirror a life where personal timing is repeatedly overridden. Eating in a rush, agreeing in a rush, living in a rush. Restoring rhythm calms fire without dimming vitality. The skin is the intelligent boundary of the body. Rashes or irritation may appear when interpersonal boundaries feel porous, or when inner criticism inflames the sense of exposure. Soothing touch and clear agreements often calm the epidermal alarm. The lower back supports dignity. Chronic tension may arise with invisible burdens or loyalty contracts that no longer serve. When the warrior lays down borrowed armor, the spine remembers its original vertical song. Suggested pathway of liberation: 1. Name the felt truth with compassionate precision. 2. Map the recurring context where truth is inhibited. 3. Offer the body a daily somatic gesture that encodes the new agreement. 4. Practice aligned microactions that reinforce the gesture in real relationships. 5. Celebrate the smallest iterations, because biology loves repetition more than intensity. Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools. Protocols for immediate integration. Below appears a complete sovereign boundary protocol designed for daily practice. Use it as a full ceremony or as modular steps across the day. Step 1. The sovereign seat. Posture upright yet soft. Feet grounded, crown light. One hand rests over the chest, the other over the abdomen. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Repeat for 3 to 5 cycles. Silently affirm, I return to the living throne within. Step 2. The golden line visualization. Imagine a vertical line of warm light through crown, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacrum, root. The line expands 1 meter in all directions, creating an oval aura of breathable space. State, this space is mine to steward. This space blesses all who enter in respect. Step 3. Boundary magnet. Anchoring, choose a gesture like thumb to middle finger. While holding a memory of a clean, loving no and a generous, joyful yes, press the gesture as you breathe and visualize the golden line. Repeat 10 times. This binds the state to the gesture. Later, when conversation intensifies, touch the anchor to re-enter sovereignty without drama. Step 4. Submodality, reframe. Recall a recent boundary rupture. Observe the inner movie. Dim the brightness, reduce the size, and move the image farther. Now bring forward a memory of aligned boundaries and increase brightness, size, and proximity. Let the nervous system learn visually which path to prefer. Step 5. Timeline repositioning. Imagine placing difficult memories behind the right shoulder as completed chapters. Imagine placing an upcoming conversation ahead on the timeline, infused with calm breath and clear words. Step into that image and rehearse 3 sentences that carry dignity. Speak them aloud with slow exhale. Sentence examples: 1. Thank you for your perspective. My decision is this. 2. I value our connection. I am not available for that request. 3. I am open to collaboration within these parameters. Step 6. The 4-gate dialogue. Before speaking, let your words pass through 4 gates. Gate of truth, gate of love, gate of necessity, gate of clarity. If a gate remains closed, refine the message or choose silence that protects life. Step 7. The prosperous contract. Write a 2-line contract for any significant relationship or project. Line 1 affirms the shared purpose. Line 2 defines non-negotiables and graceful exit paths. Sign with breath and the boundary magnet gesture. This converts ideals into agreements. Step 8. Relational currency audit. Across the next 7 days, track moments of giving and receiving. Mark 3 categories: nourishing, neutral, draining. Adjust commitments, so nourishing becomes the dominant pattern, neutral becomes space for discernment, draining becomes feedback for boundary refinement or completion. Step 9. The sovereign language pack daily affirmations in present tense. I keep my promises to my body. My no is kind and clean. My yes is bright and sustainable. I relate from fullness rather than from deficit. Space around me multiplies peace inside me. Boundaries increase love in the field. Section 5. Spiritual perspective and Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness flows as unconditional love married to luminous discernment. The heart as chalice, the will as stem, the earth as base. Boundaries then become sacraments of care. To the small self, boundaries can feel like separation. To the awakened heart, boundaries are a vow that protects the temple so that love can remain undefended. The wisdom of emptiness teaches that forms are empty of fixed identity, yet full of dependently arisen meaning. Boundaries become dynamic, not rigid. The wall becomes a membrane, living and responsive. Compassion without sovereignty dissolves into exhaustion. Sovereignty without compassion dries into isolation. Christic balance holds both. The result feels like a warm sun with a precise horizon. Psychomagic invites symbolic acts that reorder the unconscious. A white thread tied around the wrist can serve as a reminder of consent. A stone in the pocket can represent the core vow of self-respect. A bowl of water near the door can receive the day's burdens each evening. Each act speaks the language of the deep psyche, where logic and ritual meet in mutual respect. From the transpersonal vantage, every relationship becomes a mirror through which the infinite contemplates itself. The more clean the boundary, the cleaner the mirror. The cleaner the mirror, the more the infinite recognizes itself in the finite. Prosperity then rushes in naturally because energy is not wasted on mixed signals. Abundance loves clarity. Spirit loves stewardship. Section 6. Integrative ritual. The daily sovereign temple duration, about 15 to 20 minutes. Ideal upon waking or before sleep. 1. Prepare the space with a candle or a simple gesture of presence. 2. 3 cycles of breath as in step 1. 3. Trace the golden line with both hands from crown to root without touching, simply guiding awareness. 4. Speak aloud the sovereign language pack. 5. Place a hand over the heart and whisper your 2-line prosperous contract for the day. 6. Touch the boundary magnet once and visualize the day unfolding with dignified no and luminous yes. 7. Close by blessing all those who will cross your field, asking that your clarity become nourishment for mutual awakening. Optional sacred act. On a small card, write the sentence, I no longer pay for peace with self-betrayal. Burn or tear the card and scatter the ashes or pieces into earth or a plant. Place your palm over the soil and seal with gratitude. High vibration closing. Sovereign energy is the art of staying tender without abandoning the throne. It is the alchemy that turns limits into doorways and agreements into gardens. The world relaxes around people who embody clear warmth. In that climate, creativity multiplies, intimacy deepens, and prosperity becomes a rhythm rather than a pursuit. The soul matures into a silent cathedral. The nervous system hums like a choir tuned to truth. The path becomes walkable because the feet finally touch ground. Quantum challenge. For the next 24 hours, choose one conversation and apply the 4-gate dialogue. Speak one clean no or one bright yes that you have been postponing. Record sensations before and after. Touch the boundary magnet and anchor the learning. Celebrate with a nourishing act of self-care. Activation code. Whisper 3 times with breath flowing from crown to root. Golden line, living throne, clear love. Golden line, living throne, clear love. Golden line, living throne, clear love. Let the words sink into bone and horizon. Con amor, Andrew.